Hey y'all, welcome to SoulsReaper Healing. Coming to you today to a fire sign collective reading, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. First thing I picked up whenever I laid this spread out, there are a lot of 10s and 11s. Number 10, authority, adventure. Grand Trine Blessings is an 11. Relationship changes an 11. Spiritual career equals a 6. Heart chakra is a 4. Black Moon Lilith is a 3. Nature is an 11. There's lots of 10s and 11s in here. So you guys have obviously going through some completions. Air sign, the last reading I just did, they had the card of completion, a number 9. Fire signs, it looks like you've got a lot of, so if you're seeing a lot of 10s lately, maybe 11s, 10s and 11s, the correlation of the same together. But let's get started here. First card out from the Sacred Geometry Oracle is number 4, Heart Chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. I'm also noticing the blues and the purples. Light purple, blues. Let's see. I've got a card here that talks about the different chakras. With the blue, that's throat chakra. That's kind of synchronistic, because if you happen to watch the air sign reading, the air sign sacred geometry card they received was throat chakra, and the blue is the throat chakra. I'm going to read what this says. The throat 5th chakra is located at the center of the neck. It represents the ability to speak and communicate clearly and effectively. Imbalanced attributes would be shyness, being withdrawn, arrogance, and increased anxiety. Okay, so blue is the throat chakra. It's the same thing the air signs got. You guys got heart chakra, and I'll read that one too. The heart 4th chakra is located in the center of the chest. It represents love, self-love, and governs our relationships. Imbalanced attributes would be depression, difficulty in relationships, and lack of self-discipline. So, air and fire are working on similar attributes of throat chakra. All of us are always working with heart chakra, which is the green, and then you have green here with nature. Let's go on to the next numerology guidance cards. These 3 came out together, and normally only I always ask for 2 here, because I'll have 1 there and 1 there, but these 3 came out stuck together. First one was 55, which equals a 10. It's adventure. Next one out, relationship change, which is number 56. So that equals an 11. Lots of blue and the green, because I see the green in that. And then the next one is, if I can pick it up, 78, spiritual career. And that one's pink with purple, Merkaba. And then for the soul's journey, these 3 also came out stuck together. Surrender, I can release my need to control. failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And loneliness. I know that I am never alone. And anytime I've gotten this card, I always feel like this is the wheel in the tarot. The Wheel of Fortune. It just reminds me of that. Which is also a completion card. Bottom of the Sacred Geometry was a number 10, Authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Bottom of the Soul's Journey is balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Bottom of the Black Moon Astrology is Grand Trine Blessings, number 46. And I don't know if I showed you guys the Black Moon Lilith card. I don't think I did. Got ahead of myself there. Black Moon Lilith Mystery, number 12, which equals a 3. I think that is a crescent moon. So maybe some epiphanies came about with the crescent, the last crescent moon. And the bottom of the numerology oracle is a 74, Nature, which also equals an 11. So I feel with the correlation with air and fire, working with the throat and the heart chakra, we have all signs in our chart somewhere. With the heart chakra, I feel like there has been a lot of changes with fire signs. I mean, we've all been going through a lot of changes, and I don't know about you guys, but they've been pretty rapid. Seems to me, it feels like the lessons have been coming into our awareness in a faster pace, but not to a state of where we're overwhelmed, but to a balanced state to where we're able to see the lesson, process it, release it, and move forward. Instead of the previous paradigm, or the way that we were, the previous 12-year cycle of taking a lengthy time to understand what it is we needed to work on within ourselves, and then go through that process of healing those things. It seemed to me like in that old paradigm it seemed like it was taking forever, honestly, to go through the healing process and understand the lessons that were being learned in those given moments. But with this authority being below the heart chakra and then balance underneath this, I really feel like now that we are in a state to where we feel comfortable with opening the heart chakra and being allowing for those things to come in, like this authority talks about being receptive, wise, and loving. Fire signs, we're not in that state of feeling like we have to keep our heart chakra closed to stay protected. We're acting more out of a balanced state. with the Authority card. Like it says, receptive, wise, and loving, more open, but also still having the discernment and the protection, making sure that we are putting the appropriate boundaries in place so that, because we've learned, the lessons of our past. A lot of you guys have probably had, like I said, epiphanies with the last crescent moon. Understanding the balance is important with everything you do each and every day, the things that you say, things that you watch, listen to, all of those things. You guys, we're in this state of balance, balancing those things out. With this adventure card here and the surrender, I release my need to control. A lot of us fire signs, and I know this is something that I have myself had to address more than once, and we do, guys. I mean, we're human, and I don't know how you guys are, but one of my patterns of belief was that if I didn't control every single thing in my life, that it would just go to Hades in a handbasket, and that is a belief. That is a pattern of understanding, a pattern, probably something witnessed at childhood, of other people in your life that did the exact same thing. The need to control, in hopes that would create the outcome that was wanted, but that hardly ever was the case. Because when we have the feeling of control, wanting to control things, then in turn we're creating a resistance to the things that are wanting to come into our lives. But what we're being asked to do is to surrender that control so that we can step into this adventure energy, step into the possibilities of wonderful things, instead of trying to control the outcome, control what happens, each and every second of each and every day. It's exhausting, and it actually gives you the opposite of what you want. So in this state right now for fire signs collective energy, we're being asked to release the control, surrender to it, so that we can begin this new adventure. And that's kind of what we're stepping into right now with this Capricorn energy. We're currently in the full moon energy. I'm sure you guys felt it a couple days before, maybe even a week before, depending upon how in tune you are with your own energy, and if you are at the state to where you feel the shifts and the changes in energy. But that's where we are right now, at Capricorn, full moon. This next one here, with failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. It is right below the relationship change. So this can be any relationship in your life. It does not have to be romantic. It can just be relationships, period. It can be any type of relationship in your life. And fire signs and me as well, because I'm part of this collective, we are seeing some of the things that we have done in relationships that was not working. Things that where we were acting out of a wounded space, because we have Chiron in Aries right now. So some of us are facing those wounds, some of us are seeing those wounds for the first time. the actual root cause of whatever wound it is we're trying to heal right now. But I feel like this is one of them. The failure card, to me, we're seeing into this from a different perspective. Instead of believing that we've had this relationship, whatever, however many relationships you've had in your life, and instead of believing that it is a failure, that we were a failure in a specific relationship, we're understanding that it was an opportunity for us to learn. We're looking at our relationships from a different perspective in this new paradigm. We're changing the way that we view relationships that we've been in. Not being stuck in the old paradigm of victim consciousness and victim mentality, believing things happen to us, not for us. Now we have changed that and seeing that things happen for us, and that we are working together with God to create this new paradigm to where we're seeing things from a totally different, it's the opposite, perspective of the way that we used to view relationships and the things that happened in those relationships, not feeding into the old paradigm of victim consciousness. We know that everything that we go through is a lesson. It is something to learn about ourselves. It can be something about our boundaries. It can be our self-worth. It can be abandonment. It can be any of those issues, and there's many, 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 many more. But we are not seeing the relationships now through those lenses of what most of them say, rose-colored glasses, seeing them from a new perspective, understanding, okay, yes, this person was in my life and they taught me this. They showed me this about myself. This person taught me this about myself. And in return, we are all the teachers and the students. There'll be times we'll teach, there'll be times we'll learn. It is a flow. It's a balance. It's a dance, and that's kind of a way to look at it differently as well. A dance between energies to create new, wonderful paradigms instead of being in the old consciousness of fear and doubt and failure and all of those things. We're now in the process of seeing things in a new light. With this spiritual career and loneliness being below it, I know that I am never alone. A lot of us, when we started on this journey, had that feeling of being alone. But then understanding that we are never, ever alone. We are always supported by God, our guides, our angels, our higher self. We are never alone, but a lot of us have gone through that process of feeling comfortable in our own skin and feeling comfortable with ourselves, but also wanting to connect with our tribe, connect with our soul tribe, our soul family. Because I know myself personally, felt that it would be nice to interact with other people that have similar thoughts and beliefs and understanding, to be able to connect instead of feeling kind of like that being in your own space and that nobody understood. Nobody understands you. You can't carry a conversation because half the people look at you like you're talking Greek, because they're like, what are you talking about? We don't know nothing about this hoo-ha, astrology and wounds and all. What are you talking about? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Kind of having that feeling of I wish I could find my soul tribe, my soul family, so that I could connect with like-minded individuals who have the same passion and love of self. And so I feel like that's what that is, speaking to us about with the spiritual career, is understanding that in order also, in order to have a spiritual career, we don't have to be all alone. That is another belief that we may have within us, that we have to be alone in order to connect with spirit, in order to connect on different levels. Some of you maybe felt that it may have been a distraction, or to have, anyone in your life sorry guys, I got sidetracked there. I was thinking about this spiritual career with loneliness, kind of feeling that having a belief that you have to be alone to be a spiritual advisor, but understanding that that is not the case. It is just a belief. It is something that possibly you have created for yourself in order to protect yourself. That is also an old paradigm, an old belief, an old system that was put in place a long time ago, that if you are different, that there's something wrong, and that is a very old paradigm. But a lot of us had those beliefs instilled in us, that we would be ridiculed and outcast and all those things if we were different, if we stood out, if we spoke up. So we're being asked to know, to look within self and know that we are never alone, and to be in a spiritual career or spiritual advisory position or any kind of position where we are assisting the collective. We don't have to be alone. We can connect with others. And that I feel that with that relationship change too, it's also telling us that we are going to step into this space to where we're going to start connecting with our soul tribe more than ever before, because of this, because this needs a balance to join together. And, where it talks about surrender here for the adventure, surrender to the adventure of life, where things will change, but to release the control of it, because we don't know what will happen, we don't know, and the uncertainty does make a lot of us have that little bit of unease because of an old pattern of belief that we had to control. So this is a process. This is a process to allow the new adventure to emerge without knowing the outcome. And that's hard for a lot of us. I understand that completely, because, I grew up with the same beliefs, the same patterns of understanding, the same control aspect. And with this mystery, blessings in nature, the mystery, and like I said, some of us had epiphanies with the crescent moon, but this mystery is not knowing the outcome. Not knowing the outcome of, with this grand trine blessings, not knowing the outcome of where these blessings are going to come from, how they are going to appear in our lives. Because some things we just don't need to know. And I don't know how you guys are, but I'm one of those that like to research, everything. And that's part of the Scorpio and the Sagittarius that's within my chart, is I love to research things and find out more. But in this instance, fire signs, we are being asked to surrender so we can take this journey, start this new journey, release control, allow the mysteries to unfold, allow the blessings to come in, and to stay, if you feel ungrounded, you know, a little anxious, a little unsettled in this new energy because of everything changing, which I don't really feel like that. I know probably about 4 days before the moon, this full moon, I had some anxiety kick up here and there. And I think, well, honestly, I feel that what this is as the energy is shifting, we are balancing and accepting this new energy of the shift, the changes that are happening, changes that have been happening, and we've been aware of the changes. But as this new energy shift is happening, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel very grounded in this energy with this Capricorn moon. I don't feel the anxiety that I was feeling prior to this moon. And I think that was because of the shift, the way things have been changing in our lives. That is going away because now we see things from a different perspective. We're surrendering, because when we try to control, that's when the anxiety kicks up, because it's out of our comfort zone. Anytime we make changes in our lives, guys, it is out of our comfort zone. So there is a little bit of that uneasiness, a little anxiety, a little of this, a little, it's like, oh, I don't know, you know, because we don't know the outcome. And what is being asked is to spend time in nature. That's why this nature card is here. To spend time in nature will help to ground you. Work with plants, work outside, sit in the grass, walk in the grass, go out to the lake by the water. I know water is very grounding for me, but each one of you has something that works different. Each one of you has something that always seems to calm you. So utilize that to help you to stay grounded in this new energy. I really feel with the energy being Capricorn, and that is Earth, most of us do feel kind of a release, you know, like okay, whew, I'm more relaxed, you know, I'm not feeling the anxiety and the uncertainty that I was feeling before. And now that the energy has shifted with this Capricorn moon, I'm feeling a little more at ease within myself. I'm good with not knowing. More of acceptance is what we're stepping into right now, fire signs. And that's where this balance comes in. And I believe that's what all of this 10 is. These 10s are completions, and the 11s, you know, they're letting us know, hey, you've completed these things. You need to give yourself some time in nature. Nurture yourself. You know, with this green also, that's heart chakra. Allow yourself the time to address any emotions that come up. Anything that, you know, pops up that you feel like you need to control. Anything that you feel was a failure. Anything that you felt that made you feel lonely. Start processing those and looking at them from a different perspective. That's the energy that we're in right now, is integrating what we've learned from previous situations, relationships, etc., this thing called life. As Prince said, as we're integrating the things we have learned, We're stepping forward into this new energy. We're open to the mysteries and the blessings. And we're allowing what's coming. The adventure, the relationship change, the career, the spiritual career. We're allowing all of these wonderful blessings to come in and not trying to control it. We're being balanced in this. So, that is what I have for you, fire signs. And I hope you guys are all doing well today. I hope this energy is relaxing to you. I know I felt a lot more grounded, less anxiety, more relaxed. That's for sure compared to the previous energy. But I appreciate you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I thank you for visiting, watching, liking, share, subscribe, all that stuff. But most of all, I hope that this helped at least one of you for today. But I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And I will see you guys soon.